capture you, grab your attention. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so butter so.
We get the vibes.
Yeah.
The vibes.
No more not vibes, vibes. Okay, so.
Do you know what's actually
It's
really
so
funny?
funny.
On our drive here, because there's an accident, coming from town to village, there's an accident. So like, it was just taking so long.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? U-turn. I know another route. They're like, Marcia, you should have said U-turn, guys. I know what I'm doing. And we came down Edinburgh, actually. They're like, what do you mean? How do you know this? I said, listen, just because I'm a small town
These
girl,
are my ends, too.
don't come at me. I know.
Just because I'm from southeast Zimbabwe. I still know Harare.
Please.
Guys,
Nah, none of that.
drive and not drive again.
To question my knowledge of this city. I can drive in the small town and in your own town. What are you saying? Don't fight me. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You know, we've got, Marco, a guest.
Hi guys.
Won't be so regular. I don't know if I like his vibe on my channel or whatever, but you guys can see.
It's people violating when they come onto this podcast. That's the thing for me. They feel entitled to violate. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I myself am a bit on edge, and I'm like, should she come again ever? Should we even publish the episode
Marco
to start with?
Won't be a regular feature on my channel, but just for today, I will let you guys have him. So let's get into it.
Hi guys. It's just a pleasure to be here with Marcia. On her YouTube channel. I'm new to this, so please just bear with me. Yeah.
So guys, not coming back. Wait, also, where am I supposed to look?
So, hey, that's a good question. Yeah, I'm content creators. You tell me. It's your YouTube channel. Tell me. Where do you look? I don't know. You tell me.
Today we're just using Marco's equipment. And it's
I forgot to get water all the time. It is well. I mean, it's a vaccine. I mean, you mean
it's scary.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. My eyebrows.
Traffic is so weird. Oh my word.
Why were they moving their lips so much?
Exactly. Like,
why?
Now, drama kids is strange.
All right.
That's what I thought you said.
Hey, welcome to the Welcome to the middle of podcasts. This is a podcast with me, your host, Makombo Rero. And this is just a podcast.
We're not doing the whole...
The podcast will end on the name. We're not doing the full thing. So welcome to the middle of podcasts. This is a podcast about just finding your way through life and just the journey of it with the different guests every week. This week we've got Marcia with us, but please do make sure to like, comment, please like the video before we've even gotten into things. Like the video, comment, if you're enjoying it, let us know, and please do make sure to subscribe, bell notifications, the guans, the vibes, you know what it is. It's the middle of podcast, and today we've got Marcia with us today. Please greet the people. Marcia, let's get to know, who are you?
So Marcia. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I'm 21.
Okay.
I'm almost 22.
Just now?
Okay. In December.
People say just now like
just
that.
Just now. Guys, it's just now. I'm a 22-year-old.
If it's more than 3 months away, hey.
Sorry. I'm almost 22 years old. I just finished my second year of tertiary education.
You just turned 21.
Yes, sorry. What are these bad vibes?
Wow.
All the bad vibes.
Wow.
But yeah, I just finished second year of uni yesterday.
Hey, come on now.
Boss move.
Secure it.
And I have a blog called Igniting the African Conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. I guess I enjoy writing. That's been like my hobby. I enjoy writing. I enjoy reading. Just, chilled vibes.
That's some of your interests. And,
yeah.
Okay, no, that's
writing,
dope.
reading.
That's dope. Marcia, the 21-year-old.
22.
Yeah, okay, sure. Okay. Yeah, that's our guest today. We're going to be talking a bit about blogging, I suppose, you know what I mean? And just getting to a bit more about that. The creative process, how the juices stay flowing, how she stays on top of her game. And Ignite Africa. What do you know about Igniting Africa?
What do you know?
What I am learning today. I'm asking that question, but I'm asking myself. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? No, but that's pretty dope. I think there's one question that I really need to ask is and I saw you comment on the videos. Guys, avocados are not a thing.
No, okay, let me actually state that. I know avocados can taste like soap,
There
right?
you go. Thank you. But
However,
you like soap.
I like them. And I think it's an acquired thing.
So you like eating, that's what I'm
growing up,
hearing.
my mom didn't.
So in your bath, you like bath
soap.
and then you just, it's like, avocado. Okay,
No, but
let me continue.
My mom didn't like avocado, so we never really had them like at home a lot. But like as you leave home, school or whatever, then you're like, let me taste that.
But it's not.
Let me taste that.
It's
And
not
you're
so-
like, guys, so nice, guys.
Guys, no.
So I do.
No.
Unfortunately, I'm an avocado stan.
Okay, episode's over. Thanks, guys.
It's a good thing this is my channel. That's the thing. That's the other thing.
We'll see if this makes it into the edit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm quiet. I just want my episode to be out.
Oh wow, shame. No, okay, cool. Okay, so you're part of the
I
squad.
eat avos. I love avos. Avo on toast with
I'm just
black
happy you
pepper.
acknowledge that they taste like soap.
No, I do know. The texture is a bit
It's a dodgy
questionable.
item.
You could have done better in that
To say the
department.
least. To say the least.
Yeah. But taste-wise, I'm a spark.
Okay. No, that's according to you. Then that's your own personal belief.
No,
and
avos are
we'll
good.
leave it as that.
Your taste palette just needs to be matured.
Or maybe yours is childish.
No.
And that's why eating soap. Because I don't know if grown-ups who eat soap. I know children who eat soap. In
Shade!
fact, I've got like my friends like to eat soap. But like,
Shade.
that's all I know. I don't know. Do you eat soap when you bath? Okay, cool. Now we know. Should be there with the shower gel or like a syrup. Yeah. People will be like, cool. I bought I bought the soap yesterday. Why is it finished?
What's going on?
So now, hear me out. When she goes to hotels, we know where those little soaps go.
Stable.
She leaves the mints on the side, but she's gazing. She's eating the soap. It's okay. It's okay. But no, that's pretty cool. And you said that you've just finished your second year of university. What are you studying? What are you doing?
I'm doing a Bachelor's of Social Science in International Relations
And
with honors.
My. Oh, me. Oh, my. And with
Exactly.
guys.
And body.
Yeah.
Fulcrum at this juncture.
Yo, hey. Fulcrum. Can you hear this English? That's why she's got a blog, guys. That's why she's got a blog.
I want you to
Hey, shame. Yeah, wow. Okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Wow. What a wow.
What a wow.
No, we like it. With honors. That's dope. So how many years you have left?
I have 2 more years. So next semester I have to still do like school, and then my 3rd year, 2nd semester, and 4th year, 1st semester, I will be on attachment. Yeah, so I have to go work.
No, that's dope. That's pretty dope.
Exciting time.
Yeah, no, woo! Waking up early, sleeping late,
Right?
working.
Yeah,
Woo!
and for like peanuts also, because you're an attachment. You can't really say, hi guys, I want, a couple of Ks.
So first of all, transport allowance, and then we're looking for
Lunch breaks.
Hey.
I have to dress to go to work.
Yeah, hey. No more jeans and t-shirts.
Exactly. So it's
like,
you can't really ask for a lot of money, but you
Yeah.
also kind of.
It's the experience as well. I
Guys,
suppose.
but the money is just so I'm not really excited for
Yeah,
that.
guys, but the money.
Guys, the money.
You're also thinking like, hey, I could do it some of that.
Exactly. Like if I was doing my own thing, I'd probably then make more money than if I was having to spend my 9 to 5, you know.
In the grind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's,
But in terms of sort of furthering your career, it's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In terms of that, then
exposure
it
to
makes
the
sense. It makes sense. It
industry
makes sense. Like even internships, unpaid internships, volunteering, that kind of thing. It makes sense, and I know it makes sense.
It's like, oh.
And every morning I have to tell myself, it
makes
sense.
It's like, it's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah.
That's so funny. And but that's pretty cool. And I guess the thing that I'll be wondering now is, now that you're going to your third, a few months from now, so you get to rest. What is your process like having? Because I know you started your blog while in uni, hey, and what's sort of been the process with you, balancing your uni work and your blog? Because I'm guessing the degree you're doing sounds like it's very like sort of it's writing intensive.
Yeah.
That's not a common phrase, but it's a phrase, guys. This is the middle of. We make our phrases.
The middle of phrases.
Add it to your vocabulary. We should have a vocabulary list for the middle of. That's what we should do. We'll add that into the vocabulary list. But yeah, how have you managed your writing intensive degree and
the writing on the blog as well?
Yeah.
I feel like majority of the content that ends up being on my blog is actually inspired by my degree.
Okay.
So initially when I actually started the blog, it was when I had this one assignment, right? Walk with me here.
Tell us about the assignment.
I had a lecturer who is very pro a particular party.
Okay.
And
yeah, we don't discriminate. Everyone.
Everybody.
Left, right, center.
So, and with our uni, we don't really get like external markers. So your lecturer, like throughout the semester, you get to pick up on like what they like. And then when you get into the exam, you know what to write because you know what they like.
The biases and everything.
Yeah. So I had this assignment on a particular topic.
Specific one. Just one.
You know? Yeah. And I knew what he wanted me to say.
But you're like, Jack, no!
But my fingers were not typing. They were not moving.
They're shaking. They're like, yo!
They were not doing the things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I know what I want to say about this topic.
Yeah.
So I'm going to write what you want, and I'm going to submit that.
And I'm going to write my own.
Then I'm going to write what I want.
Come on, now, blog it up.
And then I'm going to
blog it up.
Yes, that's how initially like the idea came about. I was like, I'm tired of having to be politically correct or have to say things like in an academic space.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the topics that we cover like in my program is like politics or like African contemporary issues. And as a person, I think everybody just has their viewpoint or like the way that they see things. And I have a way that I see things. Yeah. But my academic space won't necessarily allow me to express those views. And so I was just fed up because it was last semester. So I was reading my second year. I was just fed up of having to say things politically correct. I was like, you know what?
I also want to express myself.
I'm my own boss.
Come on.
Come on now.
They don't know who Marcia is. That's the problem.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm just going to take this stuff. I'll submit what you want me to submit. And then on the side, I will say how I genuinely feel. Yeah. So that's how the blog started. And I think the first 4 articles on my blog are actually just assignments that I remixed.
It's like, look, paragraph 2, we're just going to put that there. Yeah. Put in our own version there. Yeah. 4. Okay, this whole page is not. Yeah, that's
cut.
Let's bring in something here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So that's how I started. So I already had like that backlog of like assignments that I thought like that day I'd write that assignment. We're gonna pull you,
and add these together.
Yeah. So I already had like a backlog of like 4 assignments that were just chilling, ready for posting. Yeah. And then I guess that gave me space to then start writing today, new stuff. So it then seemed like I was releasing articles like every week, but in actuality, I wasn't writing every week.
It was stuff that had been written in the past.
So I'd only write, like also another thing is, with my blog, initially when I started, I was like, I'll write when I feel like it. It's like my downtime.
It's like whenever, it's a relaxing one. But then you are...
Yeah, and then I also didn't realize I would have moments where I'm like, I really want to write, and then I would write so much, but not necessarily making sense. It's not coming out the way that I want it to come out. And then I would go for like weeks, sweet cricket, you know, of just nothing.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah, and I wanted, obviously, like as a content creator.
Come on, own your title. Own your title.
You want to grow your platform.
Yeah.
So, and one of the biggest ways to do that is just by being consistent.
Yeah.
So now I was like, you know, Marcia, let's go back to the drawing board. What are we going to do? It was December holidays as well. So I was like, I'm just not posting for like this month. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to get my content in order. So like I think it was 2 articles that were lined up. And I'm like, fine. I actually now had to sit down and like set a time. Like, I'm going to be writing at these particular windows, actually outlining the stuff that I wanted to write about.
Yeah.
That way, just so I can be a bit more consistent with like releasing, and then that way ultimately.
And also like titles as well. Sometimes you want things that sort of flow.
Yeah.
So it's not like
get into each other.
Yeah.
Another thing that I also then noticed, like on my journey, was writing things that are relevant to the time. So like. Was it last month? When was Women's Month? March.
That was March, yeah.
That was March. I haven't written since then.
Yay! Guys. Look.
Ooh! I had exams.
We need to have a conversation.
Please,
Clearly,
thank you.
please just, if you guys have ones like issues and you want to attack them, then I'll put the Instagram handle later. Then you can just be like, hey, look.
What's going on?
Consistency, ma'am.
Yeah. No, but I had exams. So again, I just took my time out. I don't want to push myself to release stuff that I don't then feel completely satisfied with.
Which is another thing as well, is you can have a good topic, but a half-baked blog.
Yeah.
And I need the full...
I want, every time that I post an article, I want it to be... I want to be so excited about it. Like,
and you're like, whoo!
You know,
guys,
I really
go
want to
read
get it out.
Because, you know...
I don't want any, like, half-done stuff. So, so, like, another thing I was saying with being relevant. So, like, March, Women's Month. In February, actually, I had to plan ahead and say, you know what, March is coming up. What am I going to do? I need to release articles that are in line with Women's Month. And I actually did 2 articles on Women's Month. And that also helps with your engagement, because people generally during that time are reading stuff
on Women's Month. Exactly. They're trying to, so even like, for example, with May, to be like, okay, let's look up mental health stuff, and everything.
So, that's... planning really, really, really works. So now you actually know, like, okay, I may have this article, but it might be better to post it in like April.
I get that. And then, for example, whatever, you know, you may be, let's say for May, you may have written your May thing in March. Or like in April, preparing.
So now I have lots of time for the next thing. So that's how I kind of did it. Like at the end of the day, right up until my last article, I had like a bank of like 3-4 articles just waiting to be published.
Released.
And also the nice thing is I can always then go back like 2 weeks later, I can just get an epiphany.
Hey, and be like, oh my word.
I wrote that. Exactly, like let me go add that sentence, and then I can go back at the sentence. Or even like how I come up with like the cover art situation. That takes a while. Like I'll write the article and then just like sit and wait for inspiration to come.
Why do I see you on the sofa like?
Yeah, just like inspiration. Where you at? Where you at?
Then you write like 2 lines. You're like,
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it takes me like a week to come up with it. I can do like 3, attempts at it. It's just not looking right. And then boom, you get a really nice one. It's pretty cool.
And that definitely makes sense. And I think you said Ignite Africa in it. And my thing is, then obviously the topics are mostly Afrocentric. So so a lot of it
is Afrocentric.
Yeah.
It is
the African vibe.
It's the African vibe.
And I should have worn my African shirt.
Some dashiki.
Literally, I've got a green item just to make sure we're fitting in with the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
It's very Afrocentric. It's a very Afrocentric blog.
Yeah, and the thing that I'll then ask is, obviously being, African, there, different aspects and different things that you can touch on, so many a lot of topics. How do you then balance that with your own faith? Because there could be a mix of there could be a clash of sorts where not so much a clash, but where you have clashes between what you believe in and
what's on the ground.
But also like you're having to write about this from objective. a certain objective, but also
Yeah.
you being a writer, you write from your own perspective as well.
Yeah.
How have you managed to combine the two? I think you can say what faith, you can say what faith you believe in. If you,
Okay,
you
so
know, but
I
like,
am Christian. Surprise.
for real?
Surprise, surprise.
Nah, but we do that.
Yeah, so I am Christian,
Yeah.
and granted, like, especially when it comes to like African,
Related chats.
things can get, a little
Do you ever,
tricky.
Sorry, while you're answering, do you ever actually think about, like, oh, how am I gonna answer this? given,
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I feel like, okay, with where I am with God,
Yeah.
I believe that He's put me, like, this idea came from what He wanted me to show, what He wanted me to share.
Yeah.
So I never really get how do I answer that, because I feel like God put me in this place, He's going to carry me through.
Yeah.
So, Holy Spirit, wherever you at, you better
You're
calm down and
navigating
have
this
an
whole,
answer for this.
Like, I don't know how to tackle this, but we have to tackle it.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? You come and say what you have to say. Like,
Yeah.
I want no part of this.
I'm just right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like the only so far on the blog, the only thing that I've had to talk about that kind of draws on that line was a dilemma when we're talking about like Western practices and them being imposed on Africans. And granted, like the article spoke mostly on like writing and like language and that kind
and
of
art
thing.
as
Yeah.
well.
But you can't ignore the religion aspect of it because religion.
No. It's also very true. Yeah.
But also because my blog is a platform where there's a lot of people who read. There's like there's a pretty big readership, and I do have readers from like East Africa, West Africa.
Yeah, that. Well, I mean, like, my blog has a big readership,
Yeah,
it's got a large reach. I'm a content creator. This is what I do.
So I tend to then just kind of, because I don't want a situation where any of my readers who may be Muslim, because that is the predominant religion in Africa, or people who practice any other religions in Africa, to then feel like this isn't a space that they can come to.
You also want to share the content in a way that people can relate. And,
So I try to kind of steer away from like religion in that way, in terms of like preaching-y type.
But you still
mention
share
it.
your own perspective. So it's like, this is that.
This is me,
but
I'm not saying And if I believe that if it was that, whatever I am able to say, if it's the Holy Spirit is saying it, it should still
be
move
there.
you. So I don't really want to be like choking you down.
Like,
but also at the same time, I have to still be true to who I am, and so just
I get that. I definitely get that.
Sprinkle in there. But I'm actually interested, like in future articles, to actually tackle more on that, like really get into it, like talk about religion in Africa.
And that's a big one, because you have, like you said, that I think generally in Africa, the religions are split two ways and almost halfway. So you find that
Muslims,
most of North
Christians,
Africa is Muslim, most of Southern Africa is Christian. And then you find the one, like, I think there's one predominantly Hindu country, which is Mauritius.
I don't know that.
It's predominantly. So you'll definitely find that like the experiences and stuff will also be very different.
Really
then
different.
even in people being Christian or being Muslim, some of them still practice like the African traditional.
They still,
vibes,
you're
but
still
they're
gonna
recognized as Muslim or as Christian. So
definitely. It's actually been an interesting topic.
I
might even.
You see, we're inspiring the people. We are inspiring the people.
We might even.
Clearly.
We will co-author that actually. That'd be really dope.
Yeah, I would actually be really interested in it. You hear that? From podcasting.
A writer, guys.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, no, that's also pretty interesting, and I guess one of the things that I'd also just then be interested in knowing is what have been the highs and lows of having a blog? Maybe not even that, but more of what's been your experience from starting. Sometimes when you start certain things, there's is it gonna go well? Is it not? And then you have to remember why you started things, and that whole roller coaster of going from I'm just writing because I'm enjoying to are people reading?
Yeah.
And how has that been for you?
Okay, so when I started, I was scared.
Yeah.
I remember I even made the Instagram page.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to like 2 of my friends, and I was like, "Hey guys, what do you think?" And then they were sharing it. I'm like, "Whoa,
it's like chill. It's not that kind of party, bro. Like we haven't gotten there."
And they're like, "No, Marcia, you really want to start?"
And you check later, you already have like 100 followers. You're like, "Hey."
So actually, I remember I put my phone down. I said, "I'm not doing this. Nope, not today."
Yeah.
And then I came back, and there's like, a substantial amount of followers. I was like,
it's like, look, if they're more than 10, we might as well get started.
And they even like comments, likes, what, and I was like, okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah. It was stuff like that.
The kind of content we're signing up for.
It was those vibes. So now I'm like, okay, because I don't want to, especially with my Instagram, I don't want to put it out there.
Yeah.
Because now if I say I'm doing a blog, then now you're expecting a blog. So I'm like, and granted, I had 4 articles chilling, but I'm thinking,
now I gotta.
Exactly. Yeah. Something is that pressure of I actually now need to do this thing.
Yeah.
So like once that happened, and thank you to those friends. And I'm like, okay, I actually need to post an article today.
Yeah.
And then it started off, especially like with my first article, it did so well.
Yeah.
It was the series on Ubuntu, the 3-part series on Ubuntu.
Yeah,
and I guess because it's an interesting...
It's a great topic. You guys should actually read
topic.
it. Are we putting links? We're going to put a link in the
link
description.
is going to be up here.
No, we're
it's
not that kind of...
It's out.
Look, she's pointing. I'm not going to put anything. You're just going to see her pointing. Alright? I'm going to put it down in the description for everyone to read. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Right?
Yeah, so it was an interesting series and people really, really engaged. And I didn't know what engagement was like, especially for a blog.
Yeah.
Because like on YouTube channel, you can go and easily say, exactly. Or you can even, as a watcher, you can say, this person has 3K views or like they have so many subscribers. Like you can...
I think the blogging side of things is similar to podcasting as well, because as much as we are on YouTube as the middle of podcast, we are also on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And the thing is, people who watch, or rather people who listen on the platforms, to everyone who's listening, it's one of those where you don't get to see how many people play.
Yeah, what's going on.
Yeah, you just get to, it's you on the side who's like, I get the background information. Yeah.
So I don't know exactly. And also blogging in Zimbabwe is not that popular.
Okay.
So I was also kind of like, what? I'm not really expecting a lot of people to want to read.
Maybe like my friends.
Exactly, like my friends, family, and the people I'm going to be like, read my blog.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, I think I had like 60 views off the first day. And I was like...
that's dope. That's really good, eh?
People are reading?
It's like, this is interesting,
Okay. Yeah. And then like people even like leaving comments or like coming into my Instagram and being like, hey, I read this. And then like actually... Engaging, yeah. So they're like, you said this on the blog. What do you think about this?
Which is a great part because you then get the conversation to keep flowing, which means that, what you're talking about is also relevant.
Yeah, to people. It was really, really nice. So I was like... okay, this stuff is actually working out. Let's drop another one.
Yeah.
And then it just became, this is actually working out. And granted, it's not like every article that does so well.
Yeah.
But another thing that I noticed in people like reading my stuff is actually putting my stuff out there.
Yeah.
So posting on my Instagram, posting on my WhatsApp story, and then I use my Twitter.
Hey, we best believe we know when a new podcast is out. We see retweet.
Yeah.
What to do?
I guess I am on Twitter as myself, and I just then put.
Twitter is very entertaining. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Some good content.
Yeah, quality stuff.
Yeah, and people on my Twitter already, like before the blog, like we had a relationship, we interact. Like everybody I follow who follows me, it's like, it's
a conversation.
So and even before, I was notorious for posting assignment questions on my Twitter, asking for help.
Look, there was one that I saw her post, guys. And I just closed the app. I was like, no, we're not tackling this. Like, I forgot what it was. I actually forgot what it was.
There were a few.
It was a tough one, hey?
Because, come on, if you're following me, we're followers here. if I'm going through this, you must be going
We're
through
going through it together.
So let's go through it together.
Yeah.
Those vibes to me. So before even my blog, people knew me as like I was doing that Afrocentric,
she's coming with
writing-y
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
So when I didn't say I have a blog, it really wasn't like a big surprise, especially on my Twitter, and everyone's like, yeah.
It's about time.
It's about time.
Yeah.
So yeah, my Twitter and everybody who retweets on that platform as well.
What is your Twitter handle for, or what socials you gonna share with the people who put up there
here
or somewhere? Yeah, we'll see where we choose to.
I'll just then give it to you. But we can add both my Twitter and my Instagram.
Okay.
My Instagram's
Hey, it's more than one, guys. It's more than one. And also, if you are listening on, actually, do you mind saying them out so that those who are listening as well?
Oh, okay.
Spotify,
So
we like to be inclusive here.
This is inclusive community.
It's a welcome space.
Okay, so my Instagram, my personal Instagram handle.
She wants you to follow her like that, guys.
Is at Marcia, Marcia.
Did you hear the name Marcia, guys? Have you ever heard of someone called Marcia?
Even try handle yangu. At Marcia MUK underscore, so Marcia Mug underscore. That's my personal Instagram.
Yeah.
And then my blog is at Afrique, which is AFRIQUE. You'll find it.
Yeah.
And then my Twitter is at Mar with 12 R's.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look, name all the disciples one by one. By the time you get to the 12th, you'll be good.
Sounds like a good idea.
Don't forget Judas, though. You know the end.
He's also there.
He's
if you
there
don't
too.
get him there, you're not getting.
Again, it's inclusive, right? It's inclusive.
It's inclusive community.
Judas is included too, right?
But yeah, those are my handles.
Cool. And then we'll put them in the description and up here as well, just so that everyone can give her a follow and you guys can keep up with the content because there's some really good stuff. I think one of the chats was with one of your, I don't know how she feels about being name dropped. I'll just say Panache. I won't say which one it is.
Yeah,
but that was a pretty,
that's such a.
Hey, look, in Zimbabwe, they're enough for you to not know.
But you know yourself, girl.
You know who you are. You know who you are. It was a pretty good chat that you guys had. And I think that's what's dope as well about the blog is it's not just her only. She then has other people come in on certain chats and share their thoughts, and it's like a co-author or co-written type of vibe. So you get to hear her perspective, but also others as well, which just keeps it interesting.
It's also really nice. Like even on me as well. So like on days when, especially in the beginning when I was still starting and finding my feet, there's one of my friends. Who I think I then inspired to start his own blog.
Yo. Now she's just taking credit for things. This is a YouTube channel. This is her podcast. This is
inspiring the youthies.
Oh my days.
But yeah, like in the beginning, when I was still finding my feet, like even when I wanted to start the idea, because he's really a creative.
Yeah.
I went to him with the idea and he's like, yeah, it's really dope. And then like the first few articles, he was actually like pitching in. So I would drop one article. He's like, Marcia, here's another article. So it would then help me in terms of like structuring my content. I'm like, I don't have to write everything.
We've got a partner.
He writes one. Yeah. So it was really, really nice. But you guys should check him out on Samora Central. But some really, really good content.
That's dope.
Yeah.
No, we're happy about this. We're excited about this.
Yeah.
And I think just sort of like one of the, sort of ending bits is just you studying, social science,
international relations. Let's just keep it.
What with honors and with the side of this and an extra that and a sprinkle. How do you sort of, like how does your blog tie? I mean, I know you said that the degree really helps you with writing the blog, but what do you see yourself doing going forward? What are your hopes for the blog, firstly?
Okay.
And then also, what do you hope to do with your degree and the blog sort of going forward?
Together.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the blog, initially, like I said, it was just, all right, when I want to, there was no real, like, clear structure or anything that there were, like, no goals. It was just very...
Vibes. Yeah.
It was just vibes.
Yeah.
And then as it went on, I started getting like people messaging me and saying, hey, this is really good. It was like, so it's different from like when Marco says, Marcia, this is a good article. when someone like down the street says this is a good article, because I will choke him if he doesn't say that. But like,
you see how much my words are valued. Oh, thanks, Marco. How supportive.
No, but
that's the friendship that's here. Clearly, you get to see it for yourselves. Oh, well done,
but you
Marcia.
know how it is. If I'm like to like
yeah.
and comment on your thing, it's like, I'm your friend. Not that I
it's
have
like, oh,
to.
thank you,
But it's like,
yeah.
you kind of have to. You're really
and
like,
if it's
why,
like someone
why isn't
like,
she
oh,
like
snap.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I started getting like, outside people like really coming in and saying, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then I got invited to like a writers community.
Come on now. What they know about you.
So I got invited to a writers community, and now it's like, okay, so this thing is actually, bigger, I guess. And I'm like, okay, let me actually take it seriously. Let's see how it's gonna go. And now I'm kind of like setting goals for myself. So now I'm kind of like, I want to write for a magazine. I want to, do that thing. So I feel like one of the goals that I did have for myself with this year in particular was to write for another publication.
Yeah.
So a feature, anyway, if you know any other magazine, if you have links to a newspaper, come through.
Oh, you want a feature.
Yeah, so that was one of the goals that I really had for this year for myself, for the blog.
Yeah.
And then career-wise, I guess I'm only like halfway through my degree, so I don't necessarily, like literally, every semester it changes on like...
It's like, look,
where I want to go.
Yeah.
So there are times when I'm like, but I have this writing thing and I have this space, so maybe I can really get into like journalism and like that kind of thing, which would then be like a perfect marriage. Yeah. But then a part of me still also wants to do like other things, like
a lot of fields.
Yeah, like field stuff. Yeah. So like, I don't know, there's this program that I was just looking at, like analytics and stuff like that. Yeah. Which would be really cool. So career-wise,
you're still finding your way through it.
Yeah, I'm still.
And at least the fact that you've got the opportunity and chance to sort of, go about and try see what you like, what you don't.
That's the good thing about attachment as well.
Yeah.
That way I can, and hopefully if I can get like to experience different fields.
Especially if it's with a company or an NGO or something where they allow you to enter different
departments and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. That way I can maybe zone it down to like what I actually want to do. But yeah.
No, that's really dope. I think it's been great having you. Guys, this is Marcia, our guest this week. And thank you so much to everyone who's been listening, who's been watching, the Middle of Podcast. Please do make sure to go give, her pages and channel, her pages and her blog a follow, and just go check out her content. Really interesting stuff there. A lot to learn, a lot of opinions to also just draw from as well. And thank you so much. Please, once again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure to rate a 5-star and follow the podcast, Spotify, everywhere, Google Podcasts. You know yourselves, you know where you're listening. Otherwise, until the next episode, please make sure to keep up to date with what we're sharing here on Middle O Podcast for Instagram as well. All the, it's going to be in the description. It's going to be up there. You know what it does. You know what to do. And check you in the next episode. Deuces.
Bye.
Yo, check you.